Electro Heads, I'm Tish and welcome back to another electric car review. Now in today's video we're taking a closer look at a car that was actually launched back in 2014. But since then it's actually in its second generation, and since launch it's doubled its battery capacity. It's the Kia EV Soul. Now this car shares a lot of components with its brother, the Kia e-Niro, and its cousin, the Hyundai Kona. Those cars are available in two different battery capacities, a 38 kilowatt hour battery and a 64 kilowatt hour battery. The Kia EV Soul is only available in the latter larger battery, and actually they've really made this car simple. That's one of the main ethoses around it. If you want to learn some more about the Kia EV Soul, then please make sure you keep watching. And if you like new car electric reviews and also electric mobility content, then please make sure you subscribe to the Electro Heads YouTube channel. Okay, so let's talk about the styling of the Kia EV Soul. Now here's where I might ruffle some feathers, because the Kia EV Soul is definitely a Marmite car. You either love it or hate it, and unfortunately, I might be part of the latter. When it comes to the exterior anyway, I just can't get on board with that boxy shape. But the boys in the office love it. They say that this car reminds them a lot of the old Land Rover Discovery. But to me, I'm seeing Fiat Multipla, which isn't a good thing. There's no denying though that Kia definitely build emotive cars. It's really friendly, it's got that nice shaped face with this light bar that runs across the front. In fact, I don't know if I'm just going a bit crazy, but the front of this car reminds me a lot of the little old man from Up. Take from that what you will, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not really sure. But remember I said that Kia have kept this car really simple? Well, it only comes available in one trim level. That used to be the first edition, but it's now called the Max, the MAAX. Wait, let's start that again. The Max, MAXX. And that comes in one alloy wheel style, one body shape, and 4 different colours. It's blue, red, white, and black. All cars get a contrasting, rugged-looking SUV pack body kit as standard, with the ability to add coloured decals. The Soul wears its badge with pride, with this turquoise detailing on the rear quarter of the car. However, let's hope no one mistakes that for saying foul. The charging port can be found at the front of the Kia EV Soul, just like you'll find on the Kia e-Niro. Now that's a great thing if you pull forward onto a charging station because you can pop it right in. However, if it's at a bit of a weird angle where it's been set up for those cars that have the charging ports at the back, you might have a little bit of trouble getting your cable round to the front. The car has an official driving range of 280 miles. Thanks to the addition of a standard heat pump and a cracking track record by Kia, we're also able to assume that predictions are pretty spot on. Long-term tests have seen a slight drop, but overall efficiency is impressive. The rear of the Kia EV Soul is pretty striking and very recognisable. You've got those lights that wrap around the whole top of the car, and these look fantastic at night. Pretty cool, right? And back to daylight. Now you might be thinking, with that square boxy shape, they must have done that so that you can get loads of boot space. Well, not exactly. In fact, inside here you've got 313 litres. Now that's smaller than the Renault Zoe, the Volkswagen e-Golf, and even its brother, the Kia e-Niro, which is a little bit of a shame. But it is a really practical space thanks to its really wide square opening, only a small amount of loading lip, and you've also got an adjustable boot floor, and you've got this 2-part parcel shelf which can be folded out of the way. Space in the back is very good. Thanks to that boxy shape, I've got tons of headroom. You could happily sit someone that was 6'5" back here. I'm around 5'5" for reference. I've got tons of space between me as well. This is one of the biggest middle seats I've seen for a while. A lot better than the Kia e-Niro or the Hyundai Kona. But unfortunately, there's no pull-out armrest, which is a real shame. I do also have a USB port back here, but just the one. It would be nice to see 2 USB ports. But to be honest, there's not too much to complain about in the back of the Kia EV Soul. Plenty of space between me, plenty of headspace, and thanks to the fact that there's no transmission tunnel, I've got plenty of leg room in the middle as well. So as I mentioned previously, this car only comes in one specification, with no options to add on any additional extras. So does that mean the Kia EV Soul comes well equipped? Well, here's a list of everything you get. Electric seat adjustments, a Harman Kardon sound system, keyless entry and start, wireless phone charging, a head-up display, satellite navigation, a rear-view camera, heated seats and a heated steering wheel. Storage is okay, but it could definitely be better. You've got a couple of front cup holders, you've got some storage space under the armrest, you've also got little sections down the side of your transmission tunnel. However, in other rivals, this is completely hollowed out and you've got tons of storage underneath. So unfortunately, it misses out there slightly. You've got a nice big glove box, which is great, but these storage bins could definitely be bigger. The electric seat adjustments make getting comfortable behind the wheel really easy, and you can sit up nice and high if you want to. The only shame is that there's no memory settings. So if you share the car between somebody that's tall and somebody that's small, you'll be constantly going back and forth. It's also great that there's a really thin front pillar. In order to recharge the battery pack, there's a CCS and Type 2 port. The former allows a 100 kilowatt input, allowing you to go from 0 to 80% in 54 minutes. Opt for a 50 kilowatt input instead, and it will take 1 hour and 15 minutes. This is the only slight downfall of the Kia EV Soul. It does have charging times that are slightly behind some of its rivals. Because the Kia EV Soul is actually front-wheel drive, that does mean that it suffers from some wheel spin, especially when you pull off quickly. Now, there's not too many people around, so I'm going to see if I can actually display this. So I'm going to go ahead now, I've got it in sport mode, and we're going to do a really quick launch. Yeah, see, as you can hear, there's definitely some wheel spin, just where it can't quite get that traction. When it comes to power, it gets a front-mounted motor with 150 kilowatts of power, 201 brake horsepower and 395 pound-feet of torque. It's also not quite as nimble or has not quite an adaptive suspension as some of the more premium electric SUVs, and that means that it suffers quite badly from body roll when you're going around corners quickly, which can be just a tad unnerving. But then again, when looking at this car's shape, you'd think that it might be a bit of a boring drive, but the Kia Soul is anything but boring. That 201 brake horsepower in an electric car is actually quite exhilarating. If you pop it in sport mode, it does go quick enough to pin you to the back of your seat. Kia's standard adaptive cruise control and lane assist is one of the best systems available on the market, and paired together they give you a pretty impressive semi-autonomous drive. The EV Soul gets a heat pump as standard, something that the Volkswagen Group will charge you around £1,500 for. Now, people have argued that it's not an essential bit of kit, but somewhere like England, where it's cold quite a lot, I think it's pretty essential. What it basically does is it takes heat generated by the battery and it puts it back into the climate control system, ultimately improving the vehicle's efficiency. The Soul is very intentionally tucked just under the £35,000 mark at $34,995, so it still qualifies for the current government grant. The Kona starts much cheaper, but because it's available with a smaller battery and less powerful motor, the equivalent car costs in excess of £35,000, including all Hyundai's incentives. In a world of electric cars that can be so complicated, choosing between your battery sizes, your range capabilities, your charging, your colours, your specification, it all gets a little bit overwhelming. The Kia EV Soul just takes things back to basics. That one specification with that great amount of range, a good charging capability and all of the equipment you could need. It takes all of the complicated process away and makes choosing an electric car super simple, and that's what I love about it. Of course, the icing on the cake is Kia's 7-year warranty. Overall, the Kia EV Soul is a bit like your favourite old pair of trainers. Sure, they're worn out and out of fashion, but they're still the most comfortable pair you own, and you don't really care if anyone thinks they're cool or not. What I'm trying to say is if you get past the looks, the Soul is an impeccable electric car. If you have enjoyed this video today, please go ahead and give it a massive thumbs up. Let us know below, what do you think of the Kia EV Soul? And if you want to see more electric car reviews and electric mobility content, then hit that subscribe button. Until next time, bye!